Yo, what is going on, guys? We've got the Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40 here by Iceberg. This isn't on mod.io yet. It hasn't been released. Very few people, I think, have actually gotten to see this. If you're in Iceberg's Discord, you saw some teasers. I don't think too many people have gotten to take this one for a spin yet. So I do want to say, before I start the video, this is obviously early release preview. This isn't the finished product, although it seems quite finished, but some things may change, and there may be the odd issue, which obviously Iceberg is amazing. He watches the videos I do anytime he gives me early access, and if he sees anything, he tries to nip it in the butt right away. But that being said, guys, some things might change, so just keep in mind it's early preview, although it really feels like a finished mod. And again, huge thank you to Iceberg for giving me the option to check this out early. I actually watched him model like 30 to 50% of this mod in Discord. So I'm gonna put a Discord invite in the description to Iceberg's Discord. If you ever want to see what happens behind the scenes with Iceberg's mods that brings the perfection to these mods and the balance to them, hop in his Discord, because a lot of times he streams public to the community in his channels as he's modding. And the attention to detail just hasn't been missed with this. Everything's here that you would ever kind of think of. And I use the worn tires because this is something I haven't really seen done before. Iceberg's the first person that ever did it in SnowRunner on a public mod, as far as I know. But he adds different textures to some tires and rims. So you could have worn tires or worn rims. So it's a little bit more immersive and realistic. And you can tell by the texture mapping, even on the spare carrier, there's a couple of scratches and stuff. Like, this isn't brand new. And of course it's not. So the realism and immersion's there thanks to Iceberg. And if it's not for mod developers like Iceberg, thank God he's coming back, this game would die. So show your appreciation for the modders, download it, check it out, and once it's out, let me know what you think. Alright, let's jump into it, guys. Alright, time to customize up the Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40, and for those of you that are wondering, this is a preview, so some things are obviously going to change. There's probably going to be more things added, if anything. Let's check out the engines. We got 3.5 liter B diesel, 3.6 liter H diesel, 4.0 liter OM 364 turbo diesel. We're going to go with the 4.0 liter OM 364 turbo diesel. Gearbox, we get the 4-speed crawler kit, 5-speed LT77, which is a general purpose transmission, 6-speed GFT MT82, which is a highway tuned transmission, and then we've got the 4-speed ZF 4HP22, which is a 4-speed automatic transmission from ZF for passenger cars with a rear-wheel drive or 4x4 layout, tailored for off-road use. Now, the crawler kit sounds like the best option to have, because then you've got the off-road use, but you could also crawl if you need to, which is something you really need to think about when scouting. Suspensions, we've got balanced suspension set, raised, and stiff suspension set. We're going to go with the raised. Tires. Now, this is something that, you know, to be quite honest, Iceberg does better than anybody else, in my opinion. These are all-terrain tires, and there's hardly any tread left. So you can tell that these were used. Like, the texture detail here is absolutely incredible. We've got 33 DTS Star, 33 Wild Peak, and then we got 34 DTS Star and 34 Wild Peak, and like, they're just textured to show that they're used a little bit. Even the texture mapping on the bumper and everything, it's a little dirty. Like, this isn't a brand new truck, obviously. So off-road, we've got 33 ML814 Mud Terrains, 33 Cooper Discovery worn, and 33 Cooper Discovery new. And this is the best way to showcase this. You can see the new. It's got a little bit of tire shine on it. You just literally hit your first tiny bit of gravel road with them. Worn, you can tell there's a little bit of chunks missing here and there, and they've been well used. So substantial difference, and it's all about the attention to detail with Iceberg. He doesn't miss on any of these things. We got the 33 BFG Mud Terrains, TA KM3, 33 Trail Terrain, TA, MT Baja, and then we go through the same ones in 34. 34. Now, mud tires, we got 33 Yokohama MT, 33 Trepador, 33 Grappler, 33 Super Swamper TSL Bogger. We go all the way up to 34s as well. And then we got the Goodyear Ultra Grip chained in 33 and 34. Now, one of the favorite tires that was made by Iceberg, period, is the Cooper Discovery's worn, because it just adds some really different detail. I do want to use mud tires though, That's what I normally use, but for all intents and purposes, I'm going to use worn tires just to really showcase everything Iceberg's done here. Winch, we got Autonomous Scout Extended, and Stock Scout. We're going to use Autonomous Scout Extended. Diff lock, we got the switchable diff lock. Snorkel, we could add in the SLR Def 5 front-facing snorkel, which looks really good. Frame add-ons, we could add extended fender flares, which is cool. Let's go ahead and add them. We could add the hood protector, which is also cool. We can add mud flaps. That's good for the people behind us. Ditch lights. You never know when you're going to need those. Roof lights long, sure. And we could add roof light small instead, which adds a little bit of a frame around, but I really like how sleek and compact the roof lights long are. And then if you add the roof rack, you could also add in those lights. So we got the Trek Overland roof rack. We're going to take the roof rack lights onto that as well. And then we could have tinted or plain headlights if we want. So there's a lot of options here. Rear bumper, we got rear bumper option number 1, number 2, which basically 1 and 2 is really close to the same, just number 2 adds some D-ring shackles. And then we got the rear bumper with tire and cooler carrier, also with the D-ring shackles. So that's what we're gonna go with. Stickers, we got Lion for Iceberg, and then we got some Union Jack. Now this is obviously the spare cover. Supplies, we could add a dry powder fire extinguisher. We can add fuel. We can add the Rhino pair of 4x4 recovery racks. We could add large supplies. We got beers and stuff in the cooler alternatively, but I think fuel's a little bit more important. We got the high lift jack, which I actually saw Iceberg model in Discord. If you're not in his Discord, I'm going to drop an invite in the description. He hangs out quite a bit with the community and showcases some of the work he's doing. Nothing gets hidden there. You can have the tent instead if you want. Flat webbing toast lane now, that's never a bad thing to have, and spare wheel. So we're going to go back up to the stickers here. We got off-road and we got keep calm and use diff lock. This is really cool. I haven't seen too much of this in SnowRunner. These stickers are cool. They're different. And also, yeah, we're going to put on keep calm and use diff lock. Front bumper, we got heavy duty front bumper. We've got the ARB front bumper with winch, pre-runner front bumper, and heavy duty front bumper with winch and lights. Now, this is a really good combo. I do like all these different options. We're gonna take the winch and lights. So, rims, we got worn and new. So again, incredible attention to detail here, guys. Colors, we got the 4x4 Off-Road Express Club. This was what he found the inspiration in. If you look at the mod picture when it's released, you'll see I watched him make these stickers himself and really model out the example that he had. So that's pretty much it, guys. We're gonna, you know, pull it out and see what it could do. So first things first, we're gonna start it. Sounds are nice, gauges work as always. I don't think Iceberg has released anything that did not have a working gauge. Even the stickers in here, like the decals, they're really well detailed. There's nothing that's not really well detailed, but we're gonna hit the road. We got the crawling transmission. We're gonna put it in 4-wheel drive. I do want to kind of head down to the warehouse. For whatever reason, I like going through that little loop. Also, you don't have to raise it. So this is a true raised suspension. It's not one you have to raise or lower. High gear is not a E gear. This is actual high gear in the crawling transmission. Incredible, right? That's where it should be, in my opinion. Now we're gonna push up to 4th gear here, which honestly in SnowRunner you don't want to go any faster than this no matter where you are, because at that point you're gonna cause more damage than you are good. One thing I've always loved about the mods that Iceberg releases, they're incredibly balanced. So steering, it's not too responsive, but it's not slow to respond, so you're not constantly correcting yourself, so to speak, because it's really kind of taking feedback from the input that you're putting in live right now. And I've seen a lot of mod developers release mods where the steering is really slow to respond, and so then you're actually correcting, you know, from 5 seconds ago basically, and it makes driving kind of like a pain in the ass. You can see here with these tires, this looks, you can tell it's worn. Like even here you can see chunks missing out of the tires. It's not a brand new truck. It's not supposed to be, and this is something that Iceberg does better than anybody else. This is something that, in my opinion, sets Iceberg apart from every other mod developer who develops a mod.io right now. Aside Big Dubs, because Big Dubs and Iceberg, they both really put a lot of attention to detail. And John, he's been coming up too. A lot of his mods provide the same amount of realism and immersion, but seeing these worn tires and worn rims just makes this truck feel authentic. It's more interesting when it's authentic. So let's put it in the high gear. There's no problem. This thing's not even hesitating. Now, the D&D Taco that I collaborated with Iceberg on, that's got almost 1 million views. It's got 750,000 downloads and subscriptions, however you want to phrase that, which is just absolutely insane. And in my opinion, that Taco is one of the most balanced mods in SnowRunner today, period. Now, it's got some competition because this Land Cruiser, is quite balanced as well. So we got the crawling transmission, we got the race suspension, we got some decent tires here. We are crawling a little bit. Now, excuse me if I'm not crawling properly. I don't crawl a ton in SnowRunner. And this isn't exactly a crawling map either. That's the reality. But the fact that we're kind of just cruising up all over all this is quite incredible. We got some wheel spin there, but nothing crazy. One thing I love about the mods Iceberg does, they're always weight balanced. And what does that mean? We're not tipping over super easy. That's what that means. Almost. Okay, that's enough. That's enough crawling adventure for me right now. Let's see if we can safely do this without damaging anything. I'm gonna use that rock to kind of wedge me. Look at that suspension play and movement. That little flex there. That is slick. And as I talk about balance and weight distribution, look at this. And just like that, we're out of it. Alright, we'll hit the road again. And as I mentioned, guys, this is early preview, and I cannot thank Iceberg enough for this. So, I knew Iceberg was coming back. Was kind of a surprise. I actually just saw him in his Discord one day. He was doing some updates on the Tacoma. I had no idea about it, and it was awesome to see. And that was his little first kind of nudge in his way back. I think he's going to update some of the other mods as well, which is awesome for the community, because again, Iceberg's mods are some of the best, if not the best, in Mod.io right now. Him, Big Dubs, and John, they're really pushing some of the highest quality mods I've ever seen in Mod.io. Now, oh, we did twist a bump. No, we didn't. We're good. Maybe we did twist it a little bit. Yeah, I think we did. Now, when it comes to... Oh, look at the lights. This is something else Iceberg does incredible, is the light. Look at that. That's perfect. Then he started working on this, and I saw him, actually jumped in and saw him do the jack stand, the decals, the mud flaps, the bumpers. I believe the tires came from other models that he's used before. I don't think there's any new tires added right now, just different sizes maybe. And for the rims, I'm not entirely sure the story on the rims, but the tracks boards, recovery boards, and so he had a picture inspiration that he found online, and he was just cruising through it, and this is what we have. Which, watching him build this basically from scratch, now I believe he started with the model for the base of the truck, but watching him do almost all this in like record time, because he's a busy guy, he's got things going on, and seeing the quality of this, when he told me he sent me the invite, I was ecstatic. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to check out mods early, especially Iceberg's, and I can't thank him enough again for this, but I was just ecstatic when he told me he sent it, but I was also like kind of puzzled, like, you know, I just watched you put that jack stand on like a week ago, and this is where we're at now. Record time, blazing time. But what I'm getting to is as you can tell right now, just by me cruising with it, what Iceberg considers early preview is what, 99% of the mods are their finished release. Actually, I'll even up that and say what Iceberg releases and lets me check out as early preview or early access or whatever you want to call it is like 20-30% better than 99% of the finished release mods on Mod.io. That's how much quality, attention to detail, and care he puts into these mods individually. Every single mod he does, and it shows in the mods. Now, the part that I think is the most interesting with the Land Cruiser is we just saw one come out not long ago. I did a video on the channel and it was cool, but even if you look at the attention to detail, the quality and difference between the two, between that one and this one, it is a substantial difference, and it's noticeable basically right away. And that's that. So you can't beat the quality of what Iceberg's putting out. But if you're a mod developer and you're releasing mods that you probably know aren't finished and aren't stable for release, why are you doing that? I don't understand that. I don't know. I haven't been able to wrap my head around that. And the one thing everybody's had on me is, you don't know how to mod, you don't mod. Let's see the mods you've done. And I haven't done any, but if I do decide to do a mod completely on my own, I definitely wouldn't half-ass it and release an unfinished product. Now, when you think about the future of SnowRunner, right now the game, in my opinion, is only alive because of mod developers like John, like Iceberg, like Big Dubs. And if, like, SnowRunner can keep releasing these new contracts, these new maps and regions, but without these high-quality, realistic, and immersive trucks that are getting released on my Mod.io for free, like this when it's released, there's no point to play the game. And so, in my opinion, you know, if Iceberg releases this Land Cruiser and 500,000 people download it and play another 20 hours, that's probably another 20 hours that SnowRunner wouldn't have gotten out of those players without this mod being released. So, makes you wonder, SnowRunner, why aren't you doing more for the mod developers? They did do some things for mod developers and creators to showcase them and highlight them, and they stopped the majority of that. I don't know what they're doing now. Even myself, I've been banned from the SnowRunner Discord since I did the save game edit video, basically. And I did that because people were losing their saves and they couldn't play. So I wanted to contribute in a way that would let them get caught up, or try to. It's frustrating when you make so little money in the contracts in SnowRunner. You grind for hours and then you lose it all. That's a story for another day, though. But you know what to do. Drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel. If you want to check out more videos like this, drop a sub. And again, jump in Iceberg's Discord and thank him for giving me early access. Thank him for everything he does for the mod community. And stay up to date and informed in his Discord on what's coming soon. You know what to do. We'll catch you with the next one.